Hi, I'm Ginny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. I'm here to share the writers portion of our magazine today with one of our authors, Susan Smith Jones. Susan is an author, motivational speaker, holistic health consultant, and a frequent guest on radio and TV talk shows. We're going to be talking about her article in the most recent issue of On Purpose Woman, which is the July-August issue. Susan, welcome. Thank you for being with me.
Hi, Ginny. It's wonderful to be with you. Thank you.
Well, before we get into your article, this is actually the first time you and I have met other than emails. So tell our viewers what you would like them to know, and me, what you would like us to know about you.
Well, gosh, my career started out, I'd say, when I was a teenager. Long story short, a family member unexpectedly died. I didn't handle it well. I got very depressed, got bullied in school, um, discovered I had all these ailments as a result of a year of eating a white and beige diet, nothing good for me, gained 50 pounds in a year. I didn't want to live anymore. And my grandmother who was not a doctor, but she knew how to live close to the earth and heal the body naturally. She took me under her wings. I lived with her a few months and then studied with her for a few years, learned everything about holistic health, then went on after she passed away to go to UCLA, got several degrees, taught students, staff, and faculty how to be healthy and fit for 30 years. I retired in the year 2000 to go out into the world and talk about everything that she taught me, that I studied, and to write books. So here I am now, loving it, loving. I have the enthusiasm and passion to teach people how to heal their body head to toe for whatever is ailing them and to stay vibrantly healthy and disease-free. And as a result of my grandmother's wisdom and knowing how to go to nature to heal my body, to this day, I've never had to take any prescription medication because I know what herbs and foods, spices, teas, healthy living practices to make part of my daily living. So I stay vibrantly healthy, knocking on wood here.
Yes. Well, that is such a beautiful story. I don't think you included that whole story in your article. I know your grandmother
No.
taught you about what we're going to talk about today, but man, how beautiful and how fortunate you were to have her in your life.
How blessed,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Again, she wasn't a medical doctor. She was from Denmark, but
Oh,
she
okay.
studied, we thought she was the kooky grandmother, kooky health nut.
Hmm.
But she studied and studied. And then I took it's all in I write about it in my latest two books, the story. But I took to it amazingly well. Usually teenagers don't want to eat the way I was eating and juice and smoothies and do prayer walking and meditation. But it just touched my heart and changed my life. And I still feel her around me all the time.
Well, it touches my heart too. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
You've written several books, and we chatted a little bit before you came on, and you sent me the PDF for two of them. And I really am enjoying both of them, especially A Hug and a Mug. And you write a lot about tea. And the reason I'm bringing it up right now is I want you to come back because I want to do a show just about tea because I'm a huge tea lover. And so, would you do that with me? Would you come back and we'll do a show just about tea?
I would love to. I have multiple mugs of tea a day. And there's some tea, and I wrote about the history of teas around the world. And as you know, in chapter 1, which teas are good for you and which, surprisingly, you don't want to drink or overdo
Mhm.
because they might not be so good for you. But teas are wonderful. I would love to come back and do
Okay,
that. Yes.
let's plan that. I'll reach out to you. We'll get that scheduled. Okay.
Okay.
But let's talk about your article in the July-August issue. You write about quiet or prayer walking, a simple,
Yes.
effective way to heal, to help lower blood pressure, foster serenity, and promote vibrant health. It is a beautiful article. And for me, it was full of ways that we can actually be in nature and improve our health in addition to the benefits of just walking, it's so much more than just walking. So let's start out. What do you mean by quiet walking? What is it?
So I call it either quiet walking, meditative walking, or hiking. You know, you can walk or hike. My grandmother taught me this when I was a teenager to help me deal with my severe anxiety. It's a timeless, effective exercise that not only improves health and, like you said, lowers blood pressure, but fosters serenity and helps to feed your mind and soul at the same time. And for those people out there of you watching who are totally into multitasking and making good use of your so little extra time, this is a great concept because just 20 minutes of prayer or quiet walking does so much to slow down the mind, relax the body, and feed your soul. And anyone can do it, and it doesn't cost any money. So it's great for all ages. So in a moment, I'll go into a little detail about what you can do during the walk and where to do it, maybe where not to do it to get the best results.
Yeah, we do want to talk about that. But what is the benefit? Like, what do you see as one of the greatest benefits we can get from this? I mean, you list a lot of things, but for you, how did you know it was working? And what do you think the first thing was that maybe you noticed?
Well, I noticed that, first of all, when I'm going to do something and I say I'm going to do it and I follow through and I keep my word, it makes me feel empowered. And then it makes me feel motivated and more serene and more peaceful when I do this kind of walk. It makes me feel more balanced. It instantly elevates my mood, and it really is a faith builder. It's remarkable how doing this type of walk, it's a little different. You still get an aerobic workout, but it's different than other kinds of walks where you communicate with people all the time. You want to be quiet during this kind of walk. And while sometimes I might recite an affirmation, other times, and most often, I'll use the word, and it's such a magical word to me, Jenny. It's stillness.
Mm.
And I divide it into two parts, still and ness. And as I'm walking and appreciating, being right in the present moment and appreciating the beauty around me, that's the key secret. You want to focus on the beauty around you. So I will then silently say the word as I'm inhaling, still. And then as I exhale, I say ness, and I do that in and out, because that keeps you, it's like an affirmation, a mantra, keeps you in the present moment. If I'm not doing stillness, which also is a great, wonderful word to use when you're meditating anywhere, because this is like a meditative quiet walk. But another thing I use is the three magical words in the Bible in Mark 4:39, peace be still. So sometimes I'll walk and I'll inhale and silently say to myself, peace. And then slowly exhale to be still. And that just calms you and makes you feel instantly great. Really, it's remarkable. And you can still walk fast enough to get an aerobic workout. But, you know, I'll say to you, you might think, oh, that's so easy. I'll tell you about some clinical studies in a moment. You might think, oh, anyone can do that. That's simple. But you'd be surprised how quickly your mind scatters, like in your mind, and your thoughts just float around to what's on your to-do list, what you forgot to do, what you wished you had done differently a week ago. Your mind is like an untrained puppy,
Mm.
and you need to call it back. And that's why stillness or peace be still really help to work. and to bring you back to the task at hand, which is really, Ginny, appreciating the beauty that's surrounding you. So ideally, you want to pick a place of beauty. It could be your local park, the ocean, the mountains. If you have a nice backyard with plants, you could be walking around your backyard. I'm in Brentwood, Santa Monica area of LA, and my favorite thing to do is prayer or quiet hiking. I love to hike, and 4 to 6 times a month I do this. But I'll be honest with you, it took me an entire year of doing this 4 to 6 times a month to be able to have that disciplined mind that would help me to focus on the present moment and the beauty around me. Because a disciplined, um, like learning the piano, anything worth learning takes practice.
Mhm.
And this is disciplined practice. And the physical and the mental discipline of doing this prayer walking will bring a spiritual discipline. And when all three are in harmony and they come with the same desire and intention to be in the present moment and to appreciate the beauty, then that's when you feel faith-filled, serene, peaceful, positive, empowered. It's just a magical practice I've been doing for decades. I love it. And many people I know do this practice that have read about it in my book, Uplifted. And it's made a profound positive difference in my life and everyone I know who engages in this practice on a regular basis.
You're saying 4 to 6 times a month. That's not a lot, really. You're not asking people to go out every day. You're not asking them to take an hour or two. You're asking them to just commit to a certain, I guess it's for me, I know it's better to commit and do something than to think I'm going to do it all. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So commit to
exactly.
2 times a month first, maybe. Would that be a nice way to
That
start?
that would be a great start. Anything's a great start. I wouldn't say once a year.
No,
I'd
no.
say like 2 times a month. But now here's the thing. I have a neighbor that lives right up the block here in Brentwood, and every morning, and she's 92. She just turned 92, Louise. And every single morning at 5 o'clock, this is what she does. And she taught me once when I went up to ask her name and to chat with her, and we chatted. But she said, if you want to visit, you need to come and visit me at my house for a cup of tea, because that's my time to do my prayer walking. She does her that she calls it her prayer walking. So I know if I pass by her at that time, I might just wave and not say a word and keep walking by. So you could do it every day. And you can even do it with other people, maybe twice a month. I have some friends that will hike with me, but they know if we're doing a prayer hike or a quiet hike, there's no talking. We can't talk about the deer we see and the birds and butterflies and rabbits, but we can compare notes when the hike is over. It's a little bit harder with people because you just sometimes want to share what you just saw with someone. And sometimes I'll go to the bluff down in Santa Monica, overlooking the Santa Monica Bay. I try to go really early because I know a few people there. It can be a little disconcerting, Ginny. Let's say you're 20 to 30 minutes into this walk. And I'll tell you in a moment about a clinical study where I had them go 20 minutes to 60 minutes. But if someone comes over and calls your name and you've been in deep reflection for 30 minutes, what I usually do in that case is I say, hi, today is my quiet workout. I'll be so happy to call you later. Now that doesn't, and be polite about it. That doesn't always work. And in which case you have a nice little visit and then you pick it up after the visit's over, or you start it again on another day. But you learn so much about yourself when you do these quiet walks and you can be in the present moment. And there is so much magnificence in appreciating the beauty around you. I'm going to quote Ralph Waldo Emerson, because this morning I have one of his books of some of his best essays, and I was looking at that, this sagacious writer in the 1800s. And one of the brilliant things he said was, never miss an opportunity of seeing anything beautiful, because beauty is God's handwriting. And it's so often, Ginny, that we rush around in life from morning till night, and we don't look at, focus on, and appreciate beauty. And when you do that, you know what happens is you reduce the anxiety in your body. Studies show this. You boost your immune function, you lower stress in your body, and you absolutely will lower blood pressure. And it works. It works.
Apparently it does, because you are amazing. Let me just say that right now. And I'm so
For
happy to share this
130
with you.
years old, right?
I have no idea how old you are. That's between you and whoever you tell. But I mean, just if I were to add up the numbers that you've given me, like we were doing this then and this then, you're not 30. And so, yeah, but you started this as a teenager, which I think is so remarkable. And I think of your grandmother, it's probably like an early little hippie or something, right? Just living, just doing everything
Exactly.
out. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's so wonderful.
Yes, that's right. And I've done these when I do retreats all over the world, and it's in an environment, Ginny, that's really beautiful. And they have a place where the participants can walk. That's when I've done a few studies. To date, there have been about over 300 people in my studies. And very simply, it's in all ages, men and women, children as well. And I have people use a little wrist monitor to test their blood pressure. And then they write it down. This isn't very scientific study, but it works. And then I have them go out on their own without any talking and observe the beauty on whatever path they're taking. Again, it's probably a lovely environment, or else I wouldn't be doing these walks, these quiet walks. And I want them to be in the present moment, to either say stillness, inhale, exhale, or peace be still, and appreciate the beauty and smile, feel grateful. And then when they come back, after about 10 minutes of relaxation, because your blood pressure will go up a little bit at the end of the workout, they start slowly, they walk quicker to get an aerobic workout. Do 20 minutes if you're a beginner. You could do 60 minutes if you're not a beginner. After about 10 minutes in the cool down, they'll take their blood pressure again. And in every single case, the blood pressure went down, except one case. I remember a lady, it was in Switzerland, and she's afraid of dogs. And on the path that she chose, a dog kept following her and nipping at her ankles. She didn't even see an owner. It freaked her out. She was really scared, and her blood pressure went much higher. So that was the one exception. But it's just a wonderful way to, at the very least, well, to lower blood pressure. So many people have high blood pressure and are on medications for that. So this is something that will help, and it elevates your mood, and it makes you feel so close, to God and filled with faith when you appreciate beauty. Studies have shown that we have about 70 trillion plus cells in our body, and they're all really at the basic level of quantum physics, light. But they discovered that certain things make the cells vibrate at a higher level. And the more higher level they vibrate, the more you're a more open channel for the good God has to give us, for you and us. And so certain things accelerate the vibration of the cells. Prayer walking does it. Meditation does it. Eating a lot of raw like fruits and vegetables that are organic does it. Many other things that I write about in Hug and a Mug and Uplifted can increase your vibrational level, but that in turn increases your immune function and makes it so your body, which God has designed to be this miraculous body to heal itself, can take care of itself. It's like you get out of the way. There are so many natural things you can do. Fritzie was my grandmother's name. She always said, health comes from the farm, not the pharmacy. And you and I, Jenny, are not telling anyone to cut off medication, but I'm saying they're natural therapies and remedies that you can do and different changes in your lifestyle to heal your body head to toe and to make you vibrantly healthy and youthful well into your oldest ages.
Vibrancy is a really big word for me. It's like, when I think about aging and aging and aging into my 80s and 90s, vibrant is what I want to experience. I want to experience a vibrancy. That's the big word for me, because good health can be, you can have good health and not be vibrant. You have good health and be on lots of medications,
Yes, yes,
right? I
yes,
mean, you can be at
exactly.
least somewhat healthy. And so I so appreciate all of that. So we've talked about how you came to this, what it did for you, what you've seen it do for other people, how to do it, how maybe not to do it a little bit. But it sounds like it's pretty fluid. So there's not a lot of rules around it to discourage people
That's
from
right.
not doing it right, because there's no right or wrong way to do this. It sounds like, except be still.
These and focus. And
Exactly
that's
right.
why the little affirmations of stillness and peace be still, or I am affirmations. I am, and whatever adjective you need that day, I am calm, peaceful, healed, grateful, victorious, wealthy, prosperous, whatever you want to say. I am, you breathe into I am and you slowly say the word, I am peaceful. That would be great.
Mhm.
Uh, so that helps you not have other thoughts. But again, I said, like a untrained puppy, your mind's going to wander, wander, wander. It takes disciplined practice, but you'll find that the benefits are so rich and soul satisfying and rewarding that you'll want to do it more often. And also, another benefit, this is just an aside, but it makes me feel so grateful. I'm so grateful, honestly, that I have places to walk that are peaceful and beautiful. You see what's going on in the world, and it's so often to achieve our physical goals, we forget our spiritual goals, and a way to enliven and empower our spiritual lives is to feel grateful, to count your blessings every day, and gratitude can literally transform your run of the mill days and make them delightful days. It can turn routine jobs into great pleasure. It can change your opportunities every day and make them into blessings and magnets. And the more you count your blessings, the more you become a magnet for miracles. You're always attracting to yourself the equivalency of what you think, you believe, you expect. And one other thing that prayer or quiet walking does is it will, like I've said this many times, it will build your faith. Faith to me is like that invisible, invincible magnet that attracts to itself anything and everything it fervently desires and expects, and it makes you filled with trust and hope and faith. And it's really a walking meditation. That's really what it is. So if you're into your multitasking, to think of doing your prayer walking and meditation all combined together and your workout, this should appeal to anyone who don't we all multitask these days. But I love that I get a good aerobic workout. And on days when you just don't feel like powering the workout, then have a nice stroll in a beautiful environment and do it that way. It's not that you have to make it an aerobic workout every time, but I like to get in my workouts. And because I've done this now for decades, I can get a powerful aerobic workout. And I can even stop on someone's wall in front of their house or a bench they have and do my push-aways,
Mhm.
to get my chest, my shoulders, arms, my triceps. It's early enough that nobody sees me. It's, so I'm kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want early in the morning. Maybe someone has a little curb that I'll do some step ups if it was too level for a while. And I can still focus on the beauty around me. Sometimes I just look at the beautiful homes and the flower boxes and their gardens. Just appreciate. The key is live in the present moment and appreciate the beauty that surrounds you. It will change your life if you start appreciating the beauty. Like Emerson said, he said, never miss an opportunity to see anything beautiful because beauty is God's handwriting. So, and there are miracles all around us. We just don't take time to look.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Susan, I was incredibly inspired by your article, but I am even more touched and more inspired by hearing your words and by hearing you express them, because it's so simple and so elegant at the same time.
Yes, and takes discipline though.
Discipline, that's the key.
Yes,
But
you got to
any
do it.
spiritual practice takes discipline, though. Don't you
That's
agree?
right.
We either do it or we don't. There's
Right.
there's no halfway to do it, really. Either do it or you don't. And so, wow, how can our viewers find out more about you?
Yeah, and it is life changing and it doesn't cost money. Just don't be, if it's cold outside, dress warmly so you're not shivering. If
Mhm.
it's really hot, or make sure you have the right shoes on. But other than that, it's just cost free. I like that. Check me out on my website. My name, SusanSmithJones.com. Those are my names. Follow me on X at Susan Smith Jones. Every month, I send out a free monthly healthy living newsletter. You'll see that on the homepage of my website. Lots of great insight, pictures, jokes, cutting edge health info. And then on my website, you'll find out more about a hug and a mug. I didn't know what subtitle to give it, so it's Revitalize with fruits, veggies, soups, teas, healthy living extras. And that's all about physical health, head to toe healing. And then Uplifted is all mental, emotional, spiritual health. A Hug and a Mug has over 100 recipes, but you can find the forewords, the samplers for the books. You can see the book reviews all on my website. They're available on Amazon. They're companion books. You can get them separately, but together it has all my gold star secrets that I've been teaching worldwide for decades. I'll say decades, since the year 2000, after I left UCLA from teaching there 30 years. And if you want to get autograph copies, you can find out how to do that on my website, SusanSmithJones.com.
Well, thank you. Is there anything, well, share a final thought with us. What do you want to leave us with today? It could be something you've already said that you just want to emphasize, but what do you want us to leave us with?
You know what? I will say that you were meant to create great things in your life. You just have to believe it. And God has given you this miraculous body. And don't put off till January 1st, next season, next month, next week. Any day you could start fresh and make this a new beginning. Spend more time out in nature. Where else can you get a better example of God's beauty than out in nature? And God's gift to us is this body that will take care of itself. And one of our gifts back to God is to take great care of our body, mind, and spirit. I'll read you. I've got a little post-it here that this is in Uplifted. Body, mind, and spirit work as one. When you exercise, you're more positive. When you get ample sleep, you're more optimistic. But when you're depressed, your food choices reflect your poorly lit thoughts. So they all work together, body, mind, spirit. Body reflects mind, mind reflects spirit. The body's a good place to start. Nobody shoves the food down your throat. Nobody tells you what to think. My grandma Fritzi used to say, your attitude is your mind's paintbrush. It can color anything. So color your life positive. Be happy. Make the right choices, because the choices you make today and tomorrow and this week are creating your future. And I believe in you. So go out today and celebrate yourself and celebrate life.
Susan, thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and
Thank
especially
you.
your spirit with us today and with our community. I'm so glad that you reached out. I'm so glad that we connected, and I look forward to having more conversations with you and reading more of what you write. I hope you'll do some more articles for us in the magazine. And I can
And
see
we'll
you
talk
on
about
tea. I
tea
can
next
see,
time.
yes, we'll talk about
Yes,
tea and
yes.
anything else that you want to talk about. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I want to thank anyone watching. Thank you for watching the On Purpose Woman. I'm sorry, the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show. And for more information on the On Purpose Woman Global Community and magazine, you can go to my website, which is opwgc.com. That is in the text of this video. And also Susan's website and all about her is in the text of this video as well. So be sure you check that out. Be sure you get on her email list so you can get her tips. Did you say you send it out weekly or monthly?
The newsletter goes out once a month. It takes about
Okay.
10 seconds to sign up,
Okay.
and it's life-changing.
So do that. Life-changing, free, life-changing, y'all.
Free.
And so for more information and for more interviews with amazing women living their lives on purpose, please check out our YouTube channel in the text of this video also. It's the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show for the On Purpose Woman Global Community. Thanks again for watching.